Velvet is an AI gateway to analyze, evaluate, and monitor LLM-powered features in production. In this video, I'll walk you through the difference between ongoing tests and experiments, and I'll show you how to set them up. Experiments are one-time evaluations. This feature lets you replay historical logs against various models, settings, and metrics. These are fully customizable, giving you the data to decide which model to use for each use case. For example, here we're testing the difference between using GPT 3.5 Turbo and GPT-4o Mini. We can see that it fails for latency, but it does return a clear, concise answer. You'll get variants of the experiment for each model, setting, and metric that you define. So now let's set up a new experiment. Let's start with a log that we already have in our database. We'll select this most recent log and use it in our experiment. I'll test two models, 3.5 Turbo and 4o Mini. I'll test for latency and conciseness. And I'll run my experiment. After my experiment runs, it will show up in this list. I'll get a summary of passing tests and can inspect further. So I can see my test run against 3.5 Turbo and 4o Mini. Looking at this variant, latency did not pass, but conciseness did. So I would use 3.5 Turbo on this feature. Continuous monitoring evaluations are ongoing tests of your AI features in production. This feature is useful for monitoring LLM outputs over time, since performance may change. So let's set up a new test. First, I'll select which type of log I want to run the test on. Velvet will pull in information from your most recent log. Here we'll set an experiment to test for latency and cost. As a default, this test will run once a day. Once my test is configured, it'll show up in this list. I can see a variant of the test for each day that it runs and inspect to view details. We can see this test is passing for both my latency and cost metric. You can also edit these metrics over time to test new variants of the same experiment. You'll also get a weekly report of your model usage and evaluations that are running. Getting set up with Velvet is easy. Head over to docs.usevelvet.com.